Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Horror Trans. My name is Stephanie Bree. I am a transgender woman and I talk about all things horror. And today I'm taking a second look at a movie I skipped over in the previous format of this channel. Um, Phantasm. Um, when I started this channel, I used to do horror reviews, and then I would try to decide if the movie was worthy of the canon or not. But I abandoned that because I realized that was a pointless thing for me to try to decide. And I switched to the rent or buy format because I felt that was more appropriate. Because I don't like giving movies star ratings because that doesn't mean shit. It's just math, and I suck at math. So I decided, simple. Is it worth owning or not? Is it worth a watch or not? And Phantasm is definitely worth a watch. I'll give it that 100%. But I'm not gonna be able to tell you beat by beat what the fuck happened in this movie because I think you have to be on coke for this movie to make sense. And since I've never done coke, this movie doesn't make a lick of sense. It's just a bunch of random fucking images with some really creepy fucking like techno-esque music playing in the background. Damn good theme music. Oh yeah, absolutely. Up there with Halloween and Exorcist in terms of, mood music. You have some good kills, but you have this weird thing about you got like little Jawas running around and they don't really fucking explain what the fuck they are or where they come from or even what in the goddamn hell they're doing. They're just fucking there. And the story, as far as I can tell, is about um, a man, a funeral director, who is taking bodies that come into the funeral home and like squishing them into these Jawas for whatever fucking reason. There's three main characters. There's Reggie, who is the ice cream man. You'll know him as not ice cream man from the movie Ice Cream Man, but in horror circles he's referred to as Ice Cream Man because he's literally an ice cream man. That's his job. But he's also a hippy dippy dude who plays the guitar. And then you have these other two characters whose names escape me. I think one of them was Mike. I think. But the tall man just calls him Boy the whole time, so I'm going to call him Boy. That's his name, Boy. And then you have his older brother, who I can't remember his fucking name either. The characters don't fucking matter in this movie because they don't fucking do anything. They just sort of. The boy just rides around on his bicycle the whole time, like looking at shit. And the big brother spends part of the movie sitting on the porch, fucking serenading nobody with his acoustic guitar, and then he spends part of the movie, fucking people in the graveyard, and then yelling at his little pervy brother to stop watching him fucking women in the graveyard. And then I think the brother dies, but it's not clear if it was a dream or not. Which is why I don't like. That's the thing I don't like about this movie is it's not fucking clear what's real and what's a dream and what's a hallucination and what the fuck is going on. And that's throughout the whole fucking franchise. Like, this whole franchise could literally be explained as a hallucination or a dream. So I don't like that because I was invested in the tall man and the Jawas and the Mars, the door to Mars or whatever planet it is, and the weird shit going on. But then it's like, oh no, it was a dream. But then it was like, oh no, it wasn't a dream. But then again in part two, they're like, no, actually it was a dream. But oh, I guess it wasn't a dream. And I just like, fuck off. God damn it, make up your mind. Was it a dream or not? And that pisses me off. That really pisses me off because they can't make up their mind and there's no consistency. And I don't know what I can take seriously in these movies or not because I don't know what the fuck is real and what's a dream. And it's not like Nightmare on Elm Street where the dream has repercussions on reality. No, it's like, well, the dream was your way of coping with death, I guess, or grief, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't make fucking sense. You see Angus Scrim, the tall man, shapeshift, I guess, into a beautiful young blonde woman with big tits who lures men to the graveyard to fuck them. And then after fucking them, whatever, the alien thing, kills them, takes their body back to their mansion, pumps them full of chemicals, compresses them down into a miniature Jawa body. They're literally fucking Jawas. Like, George Lucas could have fucking sued and got away with it if he wanted to. And he probably didn't give a shit. He probably saw this movie and was just like, what the fuck ever. This doesn't affect me. Because it didn't. And then Reggie kind of... There's a period in the movie where Reggie believes the boy. And then, like, we get to like the present, I guess, where everything that happened in the movie up to this point was just a dream. And then they retconned the whole fucking movie. And then it's like, dude, it never happened. It was all a dream you made up in your mind. Don't you remember? But then the Jawas, like, come out of the closet and Tall Man jumps out of the window. And he's like, boy, once again. And then it roll credits. And we're like, what the fuck did we just watch? Now, this movie has a couple of things that are really fucking cool. One, the Colosseum. Colosseum? Mausoleum. Jesus Christ. The mausoleum is fucking awesome. Every scene that takes place in the mausoleum is dope. Throughout the whole franchise. I'm here for that. And you got the little silver sci-fi balls flying around with a drill bit that magically comes out of the silver ball and plants into your forehead and drills your brain out. We see that at least once in this movie. And I think there was something to do with a priest, but I think the priest was just kind of fucking there. He didn't have any relevance to anything at all. This movie is a little scary, especially the graveyard stuff, and when they go into the mausoleum and when they find the tuning fork doorway to Mars. That stuff is a little scary, but then it's like immediately negated with a fucking bullshit car chase. And then we wake up and it was just a dream. Which there's a scene earlier in the movie before we find out it was just a dream where the boy is having a dream about the tall man and the aliens. So I guess that is foreshadowing maybe. And I'm just going to skip over the whole thing with the medium because I don't know what was the point of that. This movie does have some sick imagery. When I say sick, I'm using that as a double of saying, like really fucking cool. But also sick as in, it's got like grotesque stuff that will make you like almost puke. If you just watch this film by itself, you're probably not going to enjoy it. You're going to be like, what the fuck just happened? And then you're going to be like pissed off like I was. If you watch it in the context of the franchise, it gets a little bit better because it kind of sets up part 2 a little bit. We get like some continuity from 1 through 4. 5 is a whole nother topic I'm not going to get into right now. But again, it could all be explained away as just a dream. Like literally the whole franchise could be explained away as just a dream. I'm still going to rate it as a buy because this is a classic horror movie and a lot of people enjoy it. I've seen it 3 times now. The first time I watched it, I didn't know what was going on, so I was like, fuck this movie, whatever. But then I watched like the whole franchise. I binged them. I watched all 5 of them in one weekend. And I was like, okay, cool. As a franchise, not bad. This is a good entry in the franchise. One of the better ones in the franchise. The second time I watched it to review it for my previous review where I was like, fuck this, I'm not even going to waste my time. Because I still didn't know what the fuck was going on. And the third time I watched it, I was like, yeah, I get it. I understand this movie a little better now. It's supposed to be cryptic. You're supposed to be left wondering, so I guess that's part of the appeal to the movie And really, you're here for the fucking silver balls drilling people's brains out of their heads. And the little Jawas running around being all creepy and shit. So that's kind of like what you're here for, and you're gonna get a lot of that. So, you know, if you didn't find A New Hope scary with the Jawas, you're probably not gonna find this movie scary because it's literally just fucking Jawas. I think maybe that doorway to Mars, I'm calling it, is probably a doorway to Tatooine, perhaps. Because it's a dead desert planet, just like Tatooine. So I don't know, whatever. I guess you could if you wanted to tie this into Star Wars. Now I've heard some people refer to this as cosmic horror. I'm not sold. I'm not. I could be convinced if you made a more compelling argument. But just the fact that it has a doorway to another world isn't enough for me. Mostly because it all takes place on Earth. And we don't really find out that the tall man himself is an alien until later movies. Spoilers, I guess. Because in this movie, you don't know you don't know if he's just like working with the aliens, like the Jawas or the aliens, or what's going on. So it's not very clear in this movie. Now, when you watch this movie in hindsight with knowledge of the rest of the franchise, oh yeah, you know, the tall man is an alien, I guess, I think. But in 1979, when this movie came out, or whatever year it was, 78, 79, whatever, you didn't know that. You were just like, what the fuck? You know? You probably watched it in the theaters, and you thought, you know what? Let's go get some Coke and try again. Because if you watch this movie on Coke, I'm sure it makes more sense. I'm just not going to do Coke to try to make sense out of this movie. Because that's the only explanation I have for how this movie might make sense. Oh my god. Stay cool.